Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So pretty much a boring day yesterday. We do have last day of the month, so normally I would be expecting a tail. There's already a tail on price action this morning. Not this morning, sorry, this month. But we don't really have a bounce off any structure. I think that's the closest bit of structure that we have on the monthly. And if we just have a look at it on the weekly, we have a fairly solid inside bar forming. And every time we have this strong bullish bar, you can see what happens. We start selling, we start selling. So the weekly structure, you can see as well right here, and at the same time, we have a weekly gap here. So there is a fairly strong magnet to the downside around 3,500. So 35.20 or 35.18 to be exact. So that is a fairly strong magnet. We are flirting with the 155 here. It looks like a bit of a crossover brewing here. So yeah, it's poised at the moment for something. There's something brewing. There's definitely something brewing. I'm not even going to try and discount that. And then the next thing is this weekly break here. You can see we broke down, broke above, and now we're trying to find supports on here. So this is kind of the last line of defense for the bulls, which is 3,800. If they can't hold 3,800 today and tomorrow, then expect this level to be tagged either still this week or next week, or the next 2 weeks, should we rather say. So just getting to the 8 hour, nothing really brewing. We did get 2 range bars yesterday, so complete confusion. Oscillators are moving to the downside. They have separated a bit, so caution is key here. There is quite a bit of support here on the 8 hour, but the trend is down. So and for me, like I mentioned in the comments yesterday, there is a fairly strong, get the right there. There's a fairly strong flag here, and we can debate that at the moment, but for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're busy with the 5th touch, so it could bounce up and then move down or break out and come back. So that's a fairly strong setup for me. And if I just basically look at the measured move that we potentially could have, and I'm going to be conservative, take it from there. You could take it from the previous highs here, but I like taking it from the first pullback, which is over there. On the lower time frames. That's kind of what we're looking for. And if I put that level in, that's at 34.50. So there's a massive amount of support here. And if I just pop across to the daily before we drop down, I think it's very important that you understand the macro view. You can see how this lines up. There's a swing high, there's another swing high there. There's a bit of a gap here which is closed with tails but hasn't closed with a daily body, so that's still open. And then you've got a tail there, you've got a tail there. I can probably scroll back a little bit more and you probably find probably nothing. Okay, so that's the only area. The next area is a little bit lower down. So it all ties up. It all ties up with the structure to the left. Right. So 3 hour. Look at what happened yesterday. Just tails, tails, tails. Buyers definitely trying to defend this 3,800 area. Keep coming in, keep coming in, keep coming in. But what is happening? We are forming a series of lower highs. So it's a flat bottom triangle. Don't particularly like these patterns towards the end of a move. And what I mean by that is when the oscillators group to the downside, because it often means, it often sort of breaks the upside or it just turns into a range or something eventually. But you've got to pay attention to this. There, just want to tidy that up because on the 3 hour you can see we've gapped below and we're sort of below the flag at the moment. And important bit of information that. Right, looking at the daily or the 1 hour yesterday, there was nothing worth trading. Pretty much public holiday type price action, but a couple of key points. Firstly, we are below the 155 and we tested it twice. You can argue that that's a retest as well, but that's an Asian session. Not going to count that. So during European session and the US session, we tested that right. We've got to cross over the moving averages. We're busy crossing over here. We've got a flag break on the hour. We've gapped down. We've got a whole lot of inside bars here. There is a lot of structure to the left, but for me, the only time you're going to be looking for longs on what's going on here is a break above 38.36, and I'd want to see a break and a retest of that for a move up. So my bias at the moment is for a flag break. That's pretty much where it is. So if we come down to 15 minutes, definitely no opportunity to trade this yesterday. It was just completely chaotic, but it is a strong range, and you now have, I mean, I've got the diagonal line in here, but I mean, if you just delete that for now and just come even further down, just come down to 5 minutes and watch this, you'll see what I'm talking about. Look at this. With the gap. So it wouldn't surprise me. There's a possibility for that gap close, but it could be a breakaway gap as well. So everything hinges on what's going to go on in Europe this morning. My suspicion is 3800 is going to give way. And if 3800 gives way, you've got two choices. Take the gamble on a lower time frame, like the 5 minutes at the open, and take a bounce off there with a tight stop or a wide stop. Or alternatively wait for this area here to break. So wait for 38.06 to break, do it on the 15 minutes preferably, break, retest, and then you're looking for the sellers, just to ride the train with the sellers. And yeah, I would, if it can get moving today and tomorrow, that you can actually just get a stop in to protect your capital, protect your entry point, I would leave it. I'd be leaving it for 31.20, 35 to 20, 3500. That's kind of what I'd be leaving it for. Take some off at 3600, wait for a pullback, and get back in for 3500, basically. That's kind of the view I've got at the moment. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning, and be safe. That's all I can suggest. Keep those stops as tight as you can, and watch very carefully. Anyway, cheers for now.